everybody, Ashley Bottoms back again with another episode of Tales from the Game Room. I want to welcome you back to my game room. I also want to thank everybody that watched and praised me for my first video, which came out last week. I was very excited to see a lot of people out there, a lot of gamers were happy to see me out there rating and reviewing and playing games. So I thought I'd come back and give you another episode. I also want to mention real quick that you can watch my podcast talk radio show on unregularradio.com on Saturday evenings at 9 o'clock on www.unregularradio.com, and I hope you'll tune in, maybe even call the show. Without any further ado, let's delve right into game number 2 I'm going to be doing, my next game. And the next game is, in fact, Beamrider. I have it loaded up on the TV screen here. It's Beamrider for the Intellivision. This game came out in 1983, 30 years ago. The game, what I like about it, it's from Activision, which was one of the third-party pioneers of the time, who are actually still around today. So they must have done something right. What I liked about this was actually designed for Intellivision first, and then brought to other consoles. So back in the day, if you're old enough to remember it, or if you need a refresher course, the Atari 2600 was pretty much the system to own. The Mattel Intellivision and the ColecoVision, which came out shortly thereafter, presented competition, and a lot of the games that had come out for the Atari 2600 had usually been ported over by the third-party software companies to those systems as well, sometimes with upgrades in graphics and sound. With this game in particular, it was actually designed for Intellivision first. So this game came out for Intellivision, and then it was ported for the other systems. The one thing I like about this game, above all the others, is that the Intellivision controller works very well. It was designed for this controller. A lot of people, you either give the system and the controller grief or praise. A lot of people who grieve it hate the fact that it's a disc controller and a keypad. Those who like it and praise it do so for the same reason. Now, the disc doesn't really work great in a lot of action games. It was really designed more for the sports games. A lot of people were used to holding a joystick and pressing a single button. These had a whole keypad and 4 buttons, 2 on each side, that were usually assigned different tasks depending on the overlay that went over it. This game is made very well for this controller in the respect that the ship, when it's on the bottom of the screen, it tends to float. It has a floaty feel to it, and the disc, tapping it, works really well to the advantage of that ship. The joysticks just felt too forced and a little clunky. This gave precise control to this game, which made this game a lot easier to play and offered me higher scores. Activision, this is one of your best titles, in my opinion. It brought me many hours of joy. I still can play this game very well, and I will. And so, without further ado, let's delve into the game itself, and let's show you how Beamrider is played for the Mattel Intellivision. Okay, so let's begin the game. You press the number of players you'd like. I'm going to press 1. Right away, you see this screen. This is the beginning screen. Number in the top left is how many men you have in reserve. Next to it is the 3 blue bombs you have. You only have 3 per round, so use them sparingly. They're for the mothership, but they will destroy any debris on screen. The yellow number on the right is your score. Of course, if you're going for a high score, that's the number you want to keep a tab on. The 2 yellow objects under the 15 are your extra men. You have 3 men in the beginning of the game. Don't worry, you will achieve more. The yellow on the bottom is, of course, your guy. He ride the beams. It's telling you it's Sector 1, which is the beginning of the game, and of course, it's telling you to go. So what happened is you'll ride the bottom of the beams, the enemies will come from the top of the beams, and your object is to clear the screen of the 15 enemies while avoiding other obstacles on the screen at once. Here comes an extra man right here. You don't want to shoot it. And like I said, it's a very floaty ship, so tapping the controller actually gives you very precise controls, as you see what I'm doing now. I can go like this real quick, which actually is very good for this game. It actually works very well. It's It's one of the draws, and I just lost a life. Don't just get discouraged if you lose lives. It's not that hard to get lives. As you can see, I already got a life, so I didn't really lose anything. The secret to the game is to remember the patterns. Right now, there's nothing protecting the ship. So I fire a bomb, the ship is killed, you get bonus points. And the bonus points, as you just saw, are accumulated by how many lives you have. So the more lives you have, when you kill the mother ship, you get more bonus points. I find that it increases in skill level to an acceptable point where it's not taxing you too soon, and it doesn't feel like it's dragging too late in the game. So I find that it's very gradual. It's very comfortable and gradual feel. And you'll see that the 15 ships you have to get start jumping a lot too. And they start taking a lot more pot shots at you. And the enemies, what they'll try to do is they'll try to box you in with their fire. So you want to be careful to not stay on one beam too long with a lot of enemies. They will try to box you in with their fire. And I just shot an extra life. But I'll get the mothership, no big deal. The chirps that went across the screen, those are just extra points. They do nothing to bother you. They're just out. If you shoot them, bonus points for you. If not, no big deal. And with all the lives I'm accumulating, I'm getting a lot of bonus points. And now you'll notice that the debris is actually trying to prohibit you from hitting the mother ship. That's why you want to save those 3 bombs. Because you only get 3, and they're the only things that will affect the mother ship at the end. And by killing the mother ship, you get bonus points. So if you're going for a high score, you definitely want to save those bombs. Now the enemies are getting a lot more aggressive. You notice that we've seen a few extra different types of enemies come on the screen. What you want to do is you want to learn the patterns of each enemy. And this game actually makes it very easy to do that. And now we're on to level 16, which is actually really cool. I have not made this far in a while. I'm actually surprising myself. It's going to become a lot more difficult to get through these game screens now, these levels. Because as you see, they're all coming on at once, and they're getting faster. And like I said, the goal is just the 15 enemies. So you want to concentrate on those 15 enemies. Extra lives still come in play. It's a good thing to have. Never turn down an extra life. If you can get the extra life, never turn it down. I just killed one right there. Level 17. Getting there. A good score of 55.5. Still holding strong. Got lives in reserve. Keeping the enemies at bay the best I can. Taking some chances. Missing an extra life, but I've got lives in reserve because I went after them. There's your trick. Stock up on those extra lives. Don't waste those bombs unless it's necessary. You can lose a lot of lives in this game really quickly. But don't let that discourage you. Because as quickly as you can lose them, you can still get them too. It's not uncommon to see a couple extra lives drop down. It's just that when the screen gets filled up, this is why you want to reserve them early. So this game takes a lot of practice. I'm actually on level 18. I'm going to get there. I got the boss. I'm actually on level 18. If I can get past this, I'll beat my all-time record. This game comes with a lot of taking chances now because the levels are getting that fast. I missed my chance at the mothership, but I'm on level 19. This is the highest I've ever been. So I'm actually really psyched about this. My last life, hopefully I can make it. I got 7 enemies. Let's see what happens. Alright. There you have it. Level 19, 63, 028 for a high score. Alright, well, from what you can see, Sector 19, the top score is 63,028 points. A new record for me, by the way. I'm actually really psyched I got to do this because I just beat an old-time score of 30 years. The game is highly recommended. If you don't have it and you have it in a television system, go out and get it. You can expect to pay between $2 to $10 depending on how complete the game is. If you're a diehard fan like me, you definitely want the overlays and the instructions. If you're a collector, you'll want the box. But the game doesn't really require overlays or instructions unless you want to learn the enemy's strategies. Really, the keypad just picks how many players play the game, and you have a choice between 1 and 4, which is the first for this type of game. And the top buttons are the guns, and the bottom buttons are the bombs. The disc activates which direction the ship goes in. So it's relatively easy to pick up and learn without help from the instructions or the overlays. You could pick it up at most used game stores, eBay, whatever. They all carry it. And if you are going to buy it for Intellivision, make sure that you realize that the Intellivision is a defunct system. The only place you're going to be able to pick it up is at a retro gaming store, eBay, dirt malls, flea markets. It's a discontinued system. It has been for about 30 years. You're not going to find it in a retail store. They just don't carry them anymore. But I highly recommend it. It's also out for other systems like Atari 2600, Commodore 64, ColecoVision has a copy. I believe the PC has one. So if you don't have it in television, you want to check out this game, definitely check it out for one of those systems as well. Although I have to tell you that the Intellivision controller, whether you like it or hate it, is best suited for this game. If you have a game that you'd like me to review, and believe me, I have quite a collection here, and if I have it, I'll definitely check it out and do a review on it for you. If you play this game and you can top 19 sectors, definitely send me a screenshot or let me know. I'd love to see it. If you can beat the 99 levels, I'd love to see that. Because I've never been there. This is as far as I've gotten ever. So I'm actually really psyched. New high score. I also want to remind you again that my show, Bottoms Up Appetite for Discussion, is on every Saturday evening at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Unregular Radio. I'll put the link right up here for you. That's it for the second edition of Tales from the Game Room. I hope you enjoyed this review as much as I did because, like I said, I just beat my whole-time score. And hopefully you'll check this out. You'll like it. Like me on YouTube. And hopefully we'll see you next time. Until next time, I'm Ashley Bottoms, Tales from the Game Room. Happy gaming. Bye.